everybody, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! I know it won't be the new year when I get this up, but as of today, it is January 1st, 2016. I've had my Schmincke palette since last July, the Dalery-Rowney palette since probably October or November, and the Marie's I have only had about a week because it was a Christmas present. So I'm going to do some swatch comparisons of these three watercolor palettes. These are Marie's Chinese watercolors, so they are a bit different than regular, I have heard. They're a little bit thicker, they're more opaque. I have heard someone say not to use them on regular watercolor paper as they are specifically made for things like rice paper, but I don't have any rice paper, so I'm just going to use it on regular watercolor anyway. This is a set of 12, and you get a pretty nice range of colors. The only thing I noticed was there is only one green in this entire palette, which is okay because you can mix green, but I like having all my colors already. I'm going to take just a couple colors from each palette so that I have room for them all. I'm going to take a yellow, an orange, a red, a green, and a blue from each palette and test them out. Now, the thing I did notice about these colors is that they smell really, really strong, and I'm not familiar enough with watercolor yet to know if that is a bad thing or if it's a good thing. These, or if it's just a characteristic of these particular paints, they smell very strong. And as you can see right there, that yellow came out really, really watery. Oh, I think my red is maybe a purple. Oh well. And the green is actually more of a teal green. Now what I'm noticing when I'm putting these down on the paper is they do have a different consistency than a normal watercolor. It's kind of like, it's a little bit gel-like, which is strange, but if it's formulated for rice paper, I can see why it would be different. This orange is not very pigmented at all. Let me see if I can get more color out. It has that strange texture to it again. Oh, there's some more color. You know, I'm kind of wondering if the binder and the pigment in these has separated somewhat because of the trouble I'm having getting the color. Also, not quite as pigmented as I was hoping. Alright, so those are those 5, and then we are going to do the Dalery-Rowney Aquafine Travel Set. Now this is a set of 24, but I'm only going to use this yellow, this orange, this red, this blue, and this green. Next is the Schmincke palette. This is a custom palette. This palette has custom colors put together by Wet Paint Art. It is a palette of 12. So there are all of the colors together, the Marie's, Dalery-Rowney, and the Schmincke. And I am going to say right now that I do prefer the Schmincke because the paints are so creamy and very pigmented, and they're beautiful paints. But they are professional paints, so you'd kind of expect that. I will say though that the orange, I didn't realize it wasn't an orange, but that's okay because this is a custom palette and I don't think this is the actual orange. It's a shade of some sort. I bought my Dalery-Rowney palette offline and it was on sale. I got it for $22. It's a very good price for a watercolor palette. They're actually pretty good paints. There are just a couple that I wish went down a little smoother or were a little bit more pigmented. The Marie's watercolors I will have to play with some more. The yellow is really pigmented. Out of the three, I think the yellow is the best one, and I absolutely love this blue color. The red is not red and the green is not green. I love this color, but I would go to one of these other palettes for a green if I needed one. What I'm going to do with these is once they are all completely dry, I'm going to fold them over so I have the panel that's hidden, and then I'm going to leave them maybe on this counter or on my drawing board for a month or so. And then we're going to come back and we're going to look at them and see how their light fastness was. If any of them faded, which ones faded the worst, things like that. Before I go, I just wanted to show you a couple examples of pieces I have done with these palettes. Now, the Marie's palette I haven't had time to play with very much, but when I was first swatching the colors to see what they looked like, the blue tube, this blue here, squirted out way more than I needed for a swatch. So I decided to just go ahead and use it for a quick little painting, and it was really nice to work with. It's a beautiful blue. It went down really smoothly and I really liked that. So I can't wait to play with the rest of those colors. The Dalery-Rowney palette I've only used a couple times, but they are actually fairly good paints. There are some that are a little bit grainy, some that are not as smooth as I'd like, but they are inexpensive and a good starter kit. And this is one of the examples. I didn't go very heavy-handed with the colors on this one, so they're very light. You can see you can get a nice light wash of color. And if I wanted, I could have built this up more, but I kind of liked how he looked. This is my most recent painting using the Schmincke palette. And as you can see, you can get very soft colors. They blend together really well. And you can get bolder, you can build it up to be bolder. I'm trying to remember that I can actually use more color and everything doesn't have to be washed out, so I kind of made sure to darken these areas here. That's everything I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed it and that it was helpful. I'm hoping to improve as I do more of these types of videos because my swatches need help. Need a lot of help. If there are any specific videos you would like to see in the future, please let me know, as I am starting to plan out videos for the next couple months. If you would like to see full color swatches of any of these palettes, please let me know and I would be happy to do that for you as well.